Welcome back to Digimon World Next Order Randomized, part. Where are you on? 16. Let's bring the mood up today. let's do a little bit. Let's do a little different today. I think that would be in our best interest. Thank you for hanging in with me there. I haven't uploaded part 15, not even for members yet. I haven't even edited it. This is like maybe like 30 minutes after I recorded the last part. I'm sure people were fine about it and probably supportive. I'll just have to believe in you guys. Anyway, we gotta investigate the. Oh right, I forgot to check in on this. We gotta investigate the town. We've gotten quite a few new members. We need to make sure we see everything. Oh, interesting. Now the buildings in this district are tall enough where you can't see like fake buildings in the background. Do they like add a story every time you upgrade the buildings? Interesting. Okay, so let's go to the builder, which is good because we need to go here anyway. Let's see, G-Quartz, great. Get back out there, champ. And then Hagermund is the same thing, but for the other two resources. So, metal and wood. We'll do wood. And then what should we build today? I don't know how many tiers of the warehouse there are. I don't know if it makes sense to upgrade that there. I think there's only 4 tiers of the restaurant. I could be wrong on that. Advanced item shop, Digi-Quartz. What else do I need Digi-Quartz for? I forget. I'm close to the rainbow drops. That's good. I think we can just get those from Boney Resort fairly easily, maybe. Lab I need to upgrade. Actually, lab I'm going to prioritize because the lab literally dictates which Digimon you can unlock. So we need to do that real quick like. Did I grab items from you? Yes. No. Oh no, that's right. I haven't done anything in the city yet because I at the end of the last part I what did I do? At the end of the last part we slept in the sewer like good little trash. So let's go from here. I guess it wouldn't be a bad idea to start growing mandrakes if I can. I think that's fine. And I don't need you anymore. I don't know. Something with 1 day would be nice. Let's go. I just do another best meat, I guess. Best meat's pretty reliable, so I typically default to that. Also, we've got some stuff in the entertainment district that's been opened, which I'm excited for. I still have to upgrade the treasure hunter, which is honestly the treasure hunter in this game really sucks. It's so bad at first, and it takes so long to upgrade. And then by the time you upgrade it, it's like it just takes too long. Where it's like when you upgrade it, all it does is just make it take longer to get treasure hunt, and then sometimes you'll still just get a bad item. Which from from a game dev perspective, I'm not a game developer, but from the game dev side of things, that's a bad player experience. We shouldn't do that, is what that comes down to. But I don't think they care. I mean, I don't know that they don't care. I just don't think they've like thought about it. Let me sell some of this off. Let's make some room. And we're upgrading the lab, right? We should go check out the lab while we're here anyway. Did I recruit? Oh, I gotta fix my tent too. How much? Okay, thousands. That's fine. I'll take that. All right, let's see. Nope, I wanted to sell. Oh, you know what I want to do first? Because I think Garjamon can do this. I should buy a bunch of regen discs. Because I think he can turn them into super regen discs, which is pretty cool of him. Honestly, a pretty nice guy for that. Pretty based, as the kids say. Oh, I gotta get this back at some point. Whoops. Let's see. What should I buy? So we have super recovery discs. I should probably swap to these, realistically. I'm just gonna wait until I use the last of my large ones. I'll also buy some autopilots, just in case. Large recovery hollow is not bad, because you heal both of them at once, but that's also not really that... There's not really a huge point to doing that. Regen discs, I don't know, like 40? I think it's either 5 or 10 per super regen disc. So the reason you want super regen discs first is that a critical flaw of the regen disc is that it only restores 500 HP, and you don't really have like iframes, so it's pretty easy to just get the shit kicked out of you like immediately. We want to avoid that. Oh, it went back down. No, don't do this to me. No. Datamon, please. No. Not like this. No. I'll wait for it to go in the blue. This is troubling too. I need you to go back up. And then I need you to go back up. Stop. Like, it sucks. I'm already maxed out. I just need you to just like sell your shit. And you're not doing that. And it's frustrating. I do think that if you sell it, it still counts towards Devmon. I'm not sure. I don't remember if it like lists the profit. I think it does. So like you need to like specifically you need to profit for Devmon to reward you. Hey, look at this. This district's finally like finished mostly, except there's still some like junk hanging around over there. It is just Gargemon. I'm researching items here. You might find these useful. Can you help me out? Combine items to make new items. So you can make a double disc, which I think is just like a medium MP and HP. Large double disc is I think the upgraded version. Super double disc, I think it's similar. Super regen disc I think is similar. Full remedy I think restores HP and it's a remedy. And there's medicine. So we want this. 10 regen discs. So you need to do this. Again, we have the Animal Crossing problem of, man, I sure wish you could just be like, how many do you want to make? Instead of just having to mash through this menu over and over. Like, why do I have to manually do, like, they want to, I get it, right? I get what they're going for. They want to make it seem like real. Or like, they want to make it like, seem like the Digimon you're talking to is doing it, but this sucks. And I don't like doing it. I don't think you ever get the chance to buy super regen discs. Like, you have to do this. Which is kind of a pain in the ass. I think you can get them from the Digi Network shop, though. I'm just going to keep doing this until he tells me I'm out of them. Or I think it should not show the option. Maybe? When are you going to be done? I was not counting. Oh, shit. 2 recovery discs, 2 MP discs. Okay, so it's like the really basic ones. Okay, so I finally ran out. Full remedy? 10 remedy discs, okay. Large MP, this seems pointless. Large MP and large recovery seems like a waste. 2 large recovery, 2 large MP. That could be pretty good. I just don't, I feel like I run out of HP and MP at like different speeds. I forget who else is on floor 1, but like I mentioned before, there are a bunch of Digimon just like hanging around. I think it's Stingmon, Mega Seedramon, Aerovedramon, and I think Metal Garurumon and War Greymon are on the top floor. I think they're on the 4th floor. So you need to keep upgrading the lab before you can recruit those Digimon. That being said, I don't think we ever came over here, where Rosemon has built a little museum. You're back, Nick. Welcome to the theater. Here you can access the memory area and relive your memories in the theater. Seeing is believing. Go and see. So I think it's just so you can rewatch videos that you've already seen. Which is fine, I guess. I've got, whatever. Fun fact, I guess. Maybe. I want to see if other people realize this too. You can actually, you can rewatch cutscenes in Final Fantasy X in Luca. You can go to the theater area and you can rewatch the cutscenes there. I don't think I knew about that for a really long time. Even though it's one of my favorite games. I think, if I remember correctly, there might be a trophy involved for unlocking all of them or watching them all. I could be wrong about that. I think there might be an Al Bhed volume there, but again, I don't remember. But I think it's a case where I don't think it's open the first time you go through there, so they're like to come back later, and then the story never brings you back to Luca, so like it's pretty easily missable. I think that's how it works. I might be wrong about it, but I just think that's neat, and it reminded me of that. So Nanimon is interesting. Nanimon is actually pretty good because he gives you the luck coins. He gives you a different kind of varying amount each day. And the other way to get luck coins is through the arena, and I think there's some like gambling you can do for it, but it's not like worth it really. But yeah, it's interesting. I think it's recommended because it's just free, but I think it's pretty easy to get coins from like the. Oh, cool, thanks. I think it's pretty easy to get coins from the arena if you need them. And then the entertainment district like section finally opened up. So you need Rapidmon for this. Other Digimon get added here for different functionality, but it's really Rapidmon you need because he offers prizes. Welcome to the prize exchange. To begin, you need to get luck coins of the game machine or Coliseum Victory. Oh, and you can play against a game machine when another Digimon is present. Exchange all the luck you have for something else. Good luck. I believe when you upgrade this section, it just increases the prizes he offers. He eventually offers Digivolution items for all the Royal Knights, which is pretty cool. I think he also includes Imperial Digimon Paladin mode. But that's the only real place to spend your luck coins, so pretty worth it in my opinion. And then we get Leomon, who we didn't investigate before. Leomon is just an item shop, but like not a good one. It's just like a very basic item shop, so that you have an item shop like if you need it in the arena. I think he's functionally useless because you can just teleport to the item shop from here. I think he's utterly and completely useless. Ogremon offers like a shitty restaurant, I guess. I don't really think there's any benefit to it other than it's cheap. So I think he's pretty useless too. There's a couple of Digimon that are just useless. It is funny that when there are some Digimon who have less efficiency than Nanimon, like Nanimon is more useful than some of these Digimon, which is not a good sign. Oh, cool. Let me see, what else? I think we have a couple other Digimon. Yeah, Sukamon just hangs out back there. I don't remember what he does. I think he does do something. Oh. So he can reduce your shit meter if you let your Digimon shit in the open, which I don't think there's any excuse for that, because there's porta potties in every area, and portable potties are pretty easy to come by. I think if you let your Digimon shit on the ground, you're just a bad tamer. I'll say it. Cool. Don't forget to pick up your 5 autopilots for when you use the sender. I'm trying to look at. I think that's everyone, right? And we've got a new building. Yeah, I think we're good. Cool. Let's get back out there. I mean, I guess Datamon is the next section, right? So we should focus on getting Datamon. Somewhere in the Nigh Plains. I don't remember which area he's in. I think he might be in power plant number 1. Because that's like the only area you don't go in the High Plains for the story. Actually, I guess you don't go down the corridor, but you need to go there to get to other places, so I don't think that really counts. Alright, next topic on Nick Zalis, parentheses, me, fun facts is what I wrote, instead of writing my life story, which is what this is. This is this is still a little depressing, but it's not nearly as bad as the last one. There's no warning required for this one. So I've mentioned a couple times, I went to college. I am college educated. That's real. That happened. So I'm going to tell a couple stories here. When I was in high school, and just in school in general, I was not a good student. And there's 2 reasons for that. I was, one, or I guess how do I put this? I was a good student when it was just based in class. Like, I was a very good student because I was very present in class. Like, you know, within reason. Sometimes if I didn't like a subject, there's some things where I was just like, and I just like spaced out. But for the most part, I was a good student. I was the best at English, and I was pretty competent at science. I eventually got on to not be as good as that. I was good at arithmetic and math and algebra, and then I kind of just like dodged any like further math learning. Like, technically I should have been in like calculus and stuff, and I just took advanced algebra instead because I just didn't want to. So, which is not good. I don't recommend that. I kind of wish I'd taken calculus, so I knew at least the basics. But there was that. I was good at history because it's just English nonfiction. And then what are the other subjects? Math, science, history. I guess social studies as well, which is just history but with a different name. English. Gym, I was fine. You can't really fail gym. And I was good at my extracurriculars, I think, or at least average. So I was a good student in school, or in class. My problem was homework. For 2 very big reasons, I was never really good at homework. One was that I had a very, chaotic home life. It was tough for me to like find time to just sit down and record that stuff. Also, my audio is going to be weird because I forgot to turn my microphone off. All right, it should be fixed now. But yeah, so it was difficult to focus. And also, I'll say it, I've got enough perspective. I can look back. I had video games at home, and I liked video games more than I liked schoolwork. So I just did video games. But we'll get to that in a sec. A few years back, Has the Digimon left? The real criminal is you. Criminal? You know, to tell you the truth, I can't really remember anything. Who is this place? Where's my name? Hey, do you know? I can see. I can fight. Greenery, soil, a waterfall, a fence, a long bridge. Where's that? Do you know? Go find it. It's got to be important. All right, so that's Agunio Wasteland. Again, this is, you know, this is for, this is DLC, so I don't really care. I think Meikumon stuff was 1.3 in the original Vita version updates. I think 1.1 was the Numon quest line. I think they added some Digimon for 1.2, and then 1.3 was Meikumon stuff, and then I think 1.4 they added more Digimon, and then 1.5, which we also got in the West, was the Bolt Bodemon quest line. Anyway, let's continue the story. Oh, right. I forgot they got the voice actor.
Sure made me work for this. Do you know how hard it was to find anyone who knew where you were?
I remember, so when I first heard this voice, I was like, holy shit, that's Edamon. That's Edamon's actual voice. Holy shit. How the fuck did they find Edamon's voice actor? And then, like, it hit me later. I'm like, it's just Richard Epcar. Like, Richard Epcar, who is, like, a very active voice actor. Like, it shouldn't have been hard to get him at all. Like, of course he's here. But, yeah. Richard Epcar, voice of Edamon. Also the voice of Myotismon. And once you hear it, you can kind of hear it, like, forever. He also voiced Raiden in Mortal Kombat. He voices Ansem in Kingdom Hearts in every game except for 1, which is, he's voiced by Billy Zane. What else has Richard Epcar done? He's Sojiro in Persona 5. I think he did he all, or was he Sojiro, or did he voice? I think he was. Yeah, I think he also might have voiced Igor in Persona 5, but I might be wrong about that. He voices the bartender in Catherine. He's been in a fuck ton. Richard Epcar is very, very, very involved in JRPGs and anime dubs in general. Very good actor. I think Richard Epcar's voice is great.
What do you mean?
Also, I think Datamon might be Joshua Seth. No, I feel like Datamon's voice is someone, but I forget who it is.
Never mind.
It also doesn't fit him.
Just talking to myself. Anyway, hold tight, Datamon pal. This won't hurt a bit.
Ow! What's going? My head.
God, I know that voice, and I can't remember who it is.
Huh? That was fast. Oh well. Time for Plan B. All right, go get him, little Datamon.
I think Datamon's the same voice as Takato in Tamers. I just don't know who voiced him.
Oh, that's so sweet. You won't even fight back. Well, that's your fatal mistake. Finish him off, Datamon. Huh?
You just steal the virus from him.
Stop Datamon from moving. We've still got time to use the antivirus program.
Here, this wasn't part of my calculations. Time to beat it before things get any worse.
Just love the way he just falls off screen. Alright, Datamon, I'm sorry. Yeah, I think they made a pretty big effort. Oh, it's Monzemon! I think they made a pretty big effort to get all of the, like, a bunch of, like, legacy Digimon voice actors for this game, which I think is rad. I think that's cool as hell. Alright, well, that's happening. The audio is going to get a little weird, but let me look this up. Datamon, Digimon, World, next, order, voice actor. It's weird that it plays the sound effects, but not the background music when I do that. English voiceover. Control F, Datamon. Brian Beacock, which I don't recognize. Bianco and Zatchbell, Revels and Code Geass. I can hear that. Takato and Digimon, Walker in Durarara, Yumi Chika and Bleach. Oh, he's been in a bunch of stuff too. I don't really listen to that many anime dubs, so I didn't pick up on it eventually or immediately. I do play a lot of JRPGs in English though, so
Just like that.
I probably would have caught it from that. Bam, 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 bam.
Okay, I think this should be good.
Thank you. That was a grim situation.
Why is a grim situation hyphenated as if it's 3 words? Oh, is this supposed to be a speech pattern?
Did you know that metal Etamon?
No,
Any idea why you were targeted?
none. It was very sudden. Without a word of warning, suddenly Metal Etamon was trying to take me away.
I see.
I just don't think this voice fits for
Which means the
Datamon.
goal
He's
was
more of a
probably
like
keeping
a.
you quiet and under control.
I mean, I guess he's doing a
Not
nerdy
really
voice,
why.
but I just like. I don't know. I feel like he's more of like he should be voiced by the same person who voices Piedmon, who also voices Vexen in Kingdom Hearts. Just like he should be like a cocky nerd, like a cocky like scientist, not like a just like, oh gosh, gee, my books! I can't believe you knocked them on the ground.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
I cannot comprehend this situation. What is happening?
Datamon, could you come with us? We've got a big favor to ask you. I'll explain on the way.
I understand. I can no longer stay here. Please, take me with you.
I feel like you gotta read it like Italian. I understand. I can no longer stay here. Please take me with you.
I'll take Datamon and head back to Floatia.
Yes, my Italian accent is just Mario. What about it?
When you get back, let's meet up at Gigimon's house.
All right. You're not gonna open a portal for me this time like you have every other time? Okay, I guess. Oh. All right. Well, now I look like an asshole. God damn it. 100% acid. Nice. Yeah, I don't think there's really anything else going on in this area. It's just a small, like, other power plant. Which is just lemons, I guess. It's weird that the materials here aren't better, because this area is, like, specifically gated by story progress. So you would think that they would have some more rare materials here. But they don't. It's basically just a carbon copy of Power Plant number 2. Which begs the question, why does it exist at all? Who needs it? But I'm not here to ask that. Oh, I think Datamon joins the lab too. I wonder if he's the one who opens it.
Hey, nice work. Wait, wasn't Mr. Mameo with you?
Mr. Mameo?
Yeah, he's my teacher.
Since when exactly?
He explained about Mameo and Datamon.
Wait, so they left first? Oh no. Do you think something could have gone wrong?
I know, a portal opened up. Why aren't they back?
Or it could be that they took this opportunity to escape.
Yeah, that must be it.
What's that supposed to mean? Mameo and Datamon could have been in cahoots. Datamon's job was to make the BH program, while Mameo called the shots.
Again, this music doesn't fit what they're talking about.
It would explain
It should
how
be like more
Master
foreboding.
Mameo could code up an antivirus program all by himself.
But it's also funny because he's like, Mameo just like looks like a bum. So it's like easily to accuse him.
But I can't fathom what Mameo's objective would
I think this game would be more interesting if Mameo actually was the villain. But he's not.
Of course you can't, because this idea is totally baseless. Seriously? I'm a little late getting back and you want to slap me in handcuffs?
So, Mameo's a bad guy?
Look, now you went and led this innocent kid astray.
No, it's fine.
Don't worry, Lush. Mameo is alright. Probably. Probably, huh?
Also, where
Well,
would Mirai
you
even
two
get
so
these
clearly
accusations?
innocent.
I think that I don't know where this game is in the timeline, but like she was introduced in Redigitize. There were no traitors in Redigitize. Like everyone like eventually went from being like kind of an asshole, a selfish asshole, to being like part of a team. And then even if you include Cyber Sleuth, there's no traitors there either. Like everyone was exactly who they said they were. You could argue there's one and he's like cartoonishly like angsty, but I don't think that's enough to like make Mirai like distrustful of everyone. I don't know. It seems so like he calls it baseless and he's right. It does come completely out of nowhere. Like, why is she saying this?
That's right.
Glad you could make it, Datamon. Thanks a bunch.
Hey, Datamon, how come your feet are like in the air? Because like, shouldn't you be? It doesn't matter.
It is I who am grateful. This tamer kindly rescued me from a dangerous situation.
Just looks so proud.
That's one more problem to deal with then.
That gadget he controlled Datamon with bothers me. The idea of Digimon just being controlled like that.
Aw, man, can you imagine if there was like some hacking program that just made it so you could just like control Digimon like at will? Oh man, wouldn't that make you such an evil person if you just like controlled like maybe like 3 of them at a time? Maybe you could fit like 11 in your party. Wouldn't that make you like the worst if you like were some sort of like cyber controller, some kind of cyber controller who like solves mysteries, maybe some kind of like cyber anyway.
Maybe Metal Etamon is the one who made the BH program.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Nah.
Nah.
Is an excellent fighter, but not the kind of Digimon you'd call
Digimon's lines are so fucking weird. I can pretty easily imagine what he must have sounded like in the Japanese version, like, because I've played with Japanese audio before, but I just like, I can imagine that he was just kind of like an old man, just like but like, it doesn't translate 1-to-1 to English. It just makes him sound like kind of like a hippie a little bit. It's weird.
There would most likely have to be a co-conspirator, or perhaps a leader.
A co-conspirator?
What is it?
It's nothing. We should turn to the issue at
Oh,
hand.
okay. Now you sound guilty.
Datamon, you've grasped our present situation?
Yes, I have heard Mameo's
You've
explanation.
heard Mameo's
I want to
explanation.
assist with the optimization of the antivirus program.
Much obliged. Then do have a look at the program for us.
This entire scene, this music doesn't fit.
I see. This may take a little while.
A little while.
Please, go as fast as you can. In the meanwhile, let's continue our preparations.
Preparation?
We'll need to confirm that server tower is functioning properly, so we can use it as the transmitter. And if it isn't, we'll need to fix it. And at the same time, to protect it.
Yep.
The
Fuck.
enemy could be at server tower by now. To be ready to forestall them.
I wrote this game. I don't like that I said the same line at the same time as the old doddering fool. That doesn't reflect well on me.
Then I should go. Rika's finally all healed up and ready. And we can't just make you handle everything all
You're
alone.
gonna anyway.
We can do this. Right, Rika? Of course we can. Great. Then let's get going. We'll see you later on.
I never got that phrase. They say it in Persona sometimes too. It must be like a translation thing. Like they should just say see you later, but they say later on. And I don't think that's an English phrase. I don't think later on is a thing. But they say that a lot in Persona 5, I think. Maybe not a lot, but they say it a couple times.
Hey, I want to help too.
You can help by getting the fuck away from me.
Oh, fine, sure. I'll think of something you can do, Lush.
Really? Maybe you're not a bad guy after all, Mameo.
Just take care, won't you? The enemy has megas fighting for
Oh,
them.
this
No letting your
this is the
guard
game
down.
being like, hey, maybe you should train more. I don't know. Hint, hint. Alrighty. Hey, Yukimura. You're back to being a Guillemon. Yukimura, parentheses, Guillemon. I finally digivolved into a Guillemon. There's a long way left to go yet, but I feel strangely unhurried about it. Maybe it's because I can feel how much more deeply Koda and I have bonded now. But like you're talking to a child and they speak with that voice. Hey, we're gonna do something. I meant to do it last video, but I wasn't sure if I was ready for it yet. First, I forgot to check here. I forgot to see what Mock Galgmon does, because I forgot. Hey Nick, I still live here. I will check your passion for Digivolution at the speed of sound. I am the Master of Speed, the Mock Warrior. Oh, that's right. He gives you rewards based on how many Digivolutions you've had. Let me take a look. You've achieved Digivolution for 22 types of Digimon until now. Not enough. Not enough at all. You must pursue Digivolution at Mock Speed to become a Master. More training is needed. Come back when you reach 50 types. Yeah, so he rewards you with chips for every... however many Digimon you Digivolve into. Go to Server Tower. See you in town? Alright, relax. Alright, I'm gonna see if either of my Digimon can DNA evolve. Listen up, Nick. I've got once-in-a-lifetime good news. With the powers from this dojo, extra DNA evolution is possible. Extra DNA evolution has a fewer risks than before. That means we can convert the power of Digimon living in Phodia to DNA Digivolution power. Ceremony can now be performed with a single Digimon. Only one partner needs to be ready. Of course, the other Digimon will still have to live here in the city. I'm so excited that I can provide you with extra DNA evolution services. Let's see. Unfortunately, your partners are not a combination that can undergo DNA evolution. Very well, continue the training. Wait, neither? Fuck, hold on. There's a way to calculate this. Let me look this up. Digimon World Next Order. DNA. Digivolution. I'm not surprised. I think we need more recruitment. There is like a... There is... I'm going to talk about the first stream power, completely different GPUs. Yeah, there's a list of it somewhere. I think I have seen it on Game FAQs. Which citizens can you use? I think there's like a full... there's a full list. Let me see. I know I've seen this somewhere. Oh, here we go. Yeah, it's in the guide. In the guide. So let's see. What does Magna need? Magna Dramon. Oh, hold on. Magna Dramon, you need Imperial Dramon Dragon mode to get to an extra DNA evolution. So, shit. Whoops. Damn it. This I don't know if this lists everyone. I think this might be something else. No, I think this is right. And then let's try Barbmon. Barbmon needs Belphemon, which does make sense. Shit. I don't know if there's another way to do this. There's only so many Ultra Digimon. There's Omnimon, Omnimon Zwart, Omnimon Zwart D, Omnimon Alter B. There's Pyogemon, which doesn't really count. Chaosmon, Susanomon, Armageddon, Mastamon, which again doesn't really count because it's a specific Digimon. Imperial Digimon PM, Shine Greymon BM, Bolt Bautamon, Belphemon Rage mode, Gallantmon Crimson mode, Imperial Digimon Fighter mode, and Rosemon Burst mode. You can get most of these eventually. I don't remember where you get Imperial Digimon Dragon mode. He might not be until post game. And I think Belphemon is super late. Belphemon, you need to... I think you do need to beat the game for Belphemon. So he's post-game. So these two will not be making Ultra, unfortunately. They're too weird. I thought there was more. I think every single Mega can Digivolve into an Ultra. You just need the right Digimon, like, recruited. I think that's how it works. I don't think there's any who are, like, locked out. I think it might fill it in, too. Like, there might be some other Digimon that you get eventually. But again, you need more Digimon in the city. And I clearly am missing them. When am I going? Server tower? I mean, I guess I can just go. Yeah. All right. We'll take the sender, make it a little faster. Not that far. Yeah. So, let's talk about my education. So, I wasn't a very good student in high school, or really school in general, because. Like, again, I was fine in school, but the second I had to, like, do a project outside of school, it just, like, tanked. Both for just motivation reasons, where I'm just like, I don't want to do this. I have video games. And, you know, not for nothing. I kind of needed some escapism when I came home from school. Like, it's rough to, like, have a rough day at school, and then, like, also, home life sucks. Like, you just need escapism, which is probably why I got so deep into video games in the first place. But so, like, I wasn't very good at it. I also had a very strange interaction with my guidance counselor. This isn't... I don't think this is a trigger warning worry, because nothing happened, and they weren't, like, proposing anything. I think it was just weird. So, when I was a senior in high school, it was finally starting to dawn on me where it's like, oh, I might not get into college. Like... My grade, like I said, I was very good in the classroom, but then, like, homework and stuff was bad. So, usually my grades were, like, C's. Like, I would get D's occasionally, but I didn't really have them. I don't think I ever failed a class. So, like, I always did, like, just enough. But, and I was, like, I don't know. I was, like, led to believe that, like, C's are fine. And I think that is true in college, because I think, like, it's enough to get a degree, and once you have your degree, nobody gives a shit what your GPA was. Also, I went the wrong way. Fuck. No. Damn it. But yeah, so like I was just kind of under the assumption where it's like, surely, like I might not get into like Harvard, but I was like, surely some schools take you if you have like a 2.0 GPA, which is what mine was. And it turns out they won't, is the short answer to that. There is a GPA requirement for a lot of schools. And I found that out about a fourth of the way into my senior year. and my guidance counselor was like, and I was like, maybe it was like halfway through senior year, but like and my guidance counselor was like, when I was basically like, hey, should I be like applying to colleges and stuff? Like I haven't started this at all, and all my friends have and stuff like that. They're like working on scholarships and stuff. And she basically went like, oh, your grades aren't good enough for college. And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean my grades aren't good enough for college? I'm like 18 at this point. And I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, oh, yeah, no, I thought you knew. It's like, why would I think I knew? Why would you think I knew that? You don't think I would have worked harder? Like, what? And she was like, well, I think a good plan for you is that you can go to community college. And I was like, I mean, fine. Like, I didn't have anything against community college in particular, but I was like, I mean, but I would need to like live on campus because my whole reason for trying to go to college is to get the fuck out of like away from home. I'm adding some fucks. I don't think I said this in the moment, but I'm definitely saying it now. And she was like, well, no, you can't, like, so this would be a commuter school. Most community colleges are. And I was like, then what the fuck have you done? Like, not blaming her, but also blaming her a little bit. Where I'm like, how did you, like, I can't believe you didn't like warn me about this last year. Like, you've been my guidance counselor for 3 years. Like, you should have, this should have been brought up to me like sophomore year. This is the first conversation we're having about this. And she was like, well, I thought a good plan would be that you could go to Cape Cod Community College, and, you know, I live down the Cape. You could just stay with me. And I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, you can stay with my husband and I and our adopted daughter. And I was like, huh? And she was like, well, yeah, you know, it can be just like a couple times, like when you're in school. I'm like, I don't feel comfortable with that at all. We're not that close at like even a little bit. Like, you have drastically misread the relationship we have here, which is I thought was purely transactional, and that you're a government employee trying to help me. And you clearly thought we were closer than that. And it was just very weird that she just like had assumed. It's like, oh yeah, you'll just live with me. I'm like, what? Magnusramon, no, I'm so sorry. This feeling is here too, that dark virus. Oh, it's human. How long have you been sitting there? Pardon me, there's something I must look into. Right in the middle of it, you see. This too is part of an angel's mission. Now I must ask you to leave. Yeah. You need to trigger someone else first. So that was weird. I think the vibes are off on that. I think it's more innocent. I think it is just innocent. I think she was just kind of like, she did just genuinely want to help. By the way, she was like 50 something. Like, this wasn't like a young guidance counselor being like, oh my god, this student needs help. It's like, no, she should have known this better. She should have been a lot better at her job for how long she'd been alive and doing that job. So effectively, I don't fully blame her. Like, the signs were there. I could have figured this out on my own. But I'm also like, nobody warned me that I was like, oh, college isn't even it's not for you. You don't get to do that. So I did end up going to Cape Cod Community. I went there for 3 semesters, and I would commute there. I would take all of my classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays because I had to drive for like an hour and a half to get there, each way, not including during the summer when the Cape is like ridiculously busy, or when they were like doing work on like the bridge, so like it would back up traffic. Sometimes it would take like 3 hours each way. That's not an exaggeration. And a lot of it was like, you know, especially in like April, where it's like, it's hot, like it's getting really warm here, and you know, I'm like just sitting in the car just like with the sun bearing down on me. Not my favorite experience. I did enjoy my time at Cape Cod Community College. I met some people I'm still friends with. I think community college gets a bad rap because I think the classes that I took in community college were harder and stricter than they were in real college. And I probably shouldn't call it real college. It feels a little disrespectful, but still. So I got my grades up pretty well. I got my grades up. So I think I had a 3.75 GPA when I applied to transfer. No, I'm sorry. I had a 3.2 when I went to apply for transfer. So I brought my grades up. But it was still like, it was still kind of touch and go if I could like transfer to another college. Also, I was getting pretty worn down. The travel was getting to me, and it's like my home life didn't improve during that time. If anything, it got worse. So I was like trying to do better, but like I could see my grades starting to slip because again, it was just like a lot of work to take home, and I just like wasn't really doing it. I think I was in community college when I started the YouTube channel. I think that was when I started it. I was like already in community college. And then, so I eventually transferred away. I transferred to, I guess I can say the name of this because I don't live there anymore. But I transferred to UMass Dartmouth. So University of Massachusetts, Dartmouth. And I went and lived out there. And I finally, God, I was finally, I got to live there. Or I got to live away from home. This is my first time living away from home, and I took to it immediately. Like, I was like, this shit rules. We had an interesting situation because I was coming in a little bit late. I wasn't quite a freshman. I was basically at a sophomore level with the amount of credits I had. But I didn't go. I should have stayed in community college until I got like the official like gen ed requirements. Basically making it so that when I transferred, I wouldn't have to do any gen ed requirements. I would just have to. I would basically just focus on my major, and I would basically needed a 2-year degree effectively. But I left after getting like maybe like 2/3 of the way to my 2-year degree. And so like I was like, they were trying to decide on who to give me like a room. I had to go to the housing office, and I was like, hey, I mean, I'm like 25 at this point. I was like, or not 25, I was maybe like 24, like 23. I was older than your average sophomore or freshman, but only by like a couple years, like maybe 2 to 3 years. But I was like, man, I would really like not like to go in like the freshman dorms or anything like that. Like, can you get me like one of the ones on like an apartment on campus, like or a single or anything like that? And they were like, well, those are all taken if you can believe it. And they were like, well, we do have someone who, I believe this is their words, who's on the spectrum and has an assisted apartment, which is basically just like you get a senior apartment early because it's closer to the school, and like that way you can do that. They're like, he lives on his own, or he is fully capable. He's a really nice kid. He just doesn't really communicate that well verbally, but if you like text him, everything's like great. I was like, oh, cool, yeah, that's fine. And it's like, I'll be happy to. And then they were like, oh, he's also from your hometown. And I was like, oh, interesting. What's the name? And it was a kid I graduated high school with. So I was like, oh, cool. I loved my roommate. He was really great. I think it was a very smooth experience living with him. His family was very kind when my mother passed away. And I'm very grateful to them for that. It was, I basically got access to a senior apartment. We both had our own rooms, and we had a shared common room, a shared kitchen. We each had our own bathroom too. It was honestly, it was a great situation. I really had nothing to complain about. It was really, really good. The only thing I felt guilty about recording videos because I felt like I was being loud when that happened because they weren't exactly like noise proof, but that's the only thing. Oh, and who are you? Well, whoever you may be, please leave. Or could you be an envoy of the Colosseum? Come to fetch me. Oh, don't worry if you know what I mean. I don't know what that means. Whatever, man. Yeah. So I went to college. When I was in community college, I was originally attempting to go for a psych major because I was like, well, a lot of mental illness in my family, so it's like, it might be good to study up on this, and since I've got some experience. And I did enjoy psychology. I really did. But once it got into the more technical part of it and like the scientific formula and writing research papers and stuff, I was like, I don't know if this is for me. It's interesting, but I'm not like that interested in it. So when I went to full college, when I went to a 4-year school, I changed my major to English. We had 2 concentrations. You could either be a writing major or a literature major. And I was like, writing, because I like to write stuff like that. Not really. Like, I like writing, and I was good at writing assignments is really my methodology. Like, English was the only class that I actually would do the work at home when I had to write papers and stuff. So I was like, I might as well go into that. And I fucking loved it. Being an English major was great. The best thing I can say about college, I'm sorry I keep interrupting the gameplay for this. The best thing I can say about college is if you go for a major that you're genuinely interested in, it is a one-of-a-kind experience to be able to focus on something that you are genuinely interested in with people who are also genuinely interested in it. If I could compare it this way, going into English writing courses in college compared to even high school advanced English courses, it is night and day. Because there's so many people in your high school courses who just don't give a shit, and that's fine. I'm sure I was like that in other classes too. But being in a class where like everyone is engaged, everyone wants to be there because it's part of their major, is so fucking rewarding, fulfilling. I know a lot of people talk about college being a good experience because like you get to live on your own, you get to meet more people, you get to like, you know, try and like become your own adult, and that is all true. But I really can't like, I can't talk up the like education aspect enough of like being able to talk about your major with other people who are into your major is so fulfilling. It is one of my favorite parts of college, and it genuinely, I think, made me a better person. Being able to, it's such an interesting thing, and I'm sure other people who have like majors that they really are into can agree with that. So these two were added later. I think they gave you pretty good gifts. I forget what the requirement is, but these were not in the base game, in the original Vita version, I should say. I also forgot that Red Digimon even existed. I know Gold Digimon has been around before. I think Red is like a really lazy copy and paste. Oh, it's you, the human tamer everyone's talking about. I'm Gold Digimon. I'm Red Digimon. What? Well, what's wrong? It looks like the human doesn't know who we are. We're quite well known when it comes to combinations. You could say we're expert in joint tactics. People come from far and wide for our lectures. You and your partners look like quite a team. How'd you like to take our test? Hey, I don't need to wait for your answer. Your partners look very keen. I expect nothing less. Well then, let's start with the basics. Raise DigiFriend to 70 plus and raise one strength to 500 plus and the other's stamina to 500 plus. Meet these conditions. It divides up attack and defense work. It's a good strategy used against strong opponents. Come back when you've done it. We'll be waiting. Wow, you met our conditions already? Well done. Here, take these. So these give you a bunch of strength chips, I think, or a bunch of chips in general. For meeting different stat requirements and different like friendship and bond requirements. We should blow through most of them here. I don't think it's repeatable. I might be wrong, but I think once you get all of them, you're kind of just done. Friendship to 80, wisdom and speed. Yep. I mean, the requirements for stats are like nothing, especially by the time you like come to this area, like for the story, like you should be well past it. You're back. Let's see your partner's shaping up. You met our conditions. Here, take these. Yep, 2 more. DigiFriend at 90 plus HP and MP. Yep. I think this might be the last one because I think it's chips for each one. You're nearly there. Time for the final challenge. DigiFriend to 100 plus. Raise both the strength, speed, and wisdom to 800 plus. Meet the conditions. Ultimate offensive full burst formation. Use unless facing a far stronger opponent. Go on the offensive. You're back. Let's see your partnership. You met our conditions. Here, take these. I think it gives you a couple, like general, or a couple extra. You've passed. You have the honor of being the strongest combination. Come back if you're interested. We'll be happy to talk about combination preparedness. I think maybe it's like a smaller reward after you get those first ones. Hold on, wait. We've covered enough for now. Come back tomorrow. Yeah, it's like a daily thing. I think they might give you like mini chips after this. I don't remember, but I'll take that. That's a not insignificant amount of chips. I don't think the boosts are that good in this game. Like chips are very, very overpowered, and yeah, there's some really broken chips in Redigitized, especially Decoded, the 3DS version. There's some like really, really broken ones. I think in my original blind Decoded playthrough, I just like my Digimon were unstoppable because I just had so many chips that I found or like got as rewards in game, and it made them broken. Chips aren't nearly as strong in this game. They're still worth it. Like it's still a good stat boost, but like when your speed requirements for Digivolution are like 4,000, a chip that raises by 100 is nothing. It doesn't help. If anything, I saw that there was a mod that you could raise chip effectiveness, but I think it was like, I thought it was something where it's like each chip raises by like 25,000, and I was like, that's too much. Or maybe it was like 2,500 or something like that, and I was like, that's too much. But I think changing it to be like 500 or like 1,000 would make it like better. But it's fine. We'll hold on to them for now, obviously. It's just free stat boosts, so I'll take it. But it's best to use them on new Digimon so that it's easier to hit those stat requirements for Digivolution. That's true across all the Digimon World games.
Stay away!
Oh, sorry. I'll come back. Oh my god, no.
Not you're a partner too.
Partners.
We have to stop them, but...
Like, also, it's weird that you say partner singular. Is it even possible to not have 2 partners in this game? What the fuck?
Fine work.
Thanks, man. Oh, wait. Who are you? Ah.
Watch as the network cable you repaired becomes the fuse that detonates the door to the old world.
I think this is the first appearance of Titamon in a video game. He might have been in Redigitized, now that I think about it, but This is the first like story thing he's been given. Titamon is a super, super good design, and he absolutely deserves to be in the main story. Titamon rocks. A big fucking Skull Greymon Buster Sword? Hell yeah, dude.
It's over. No, it's just begun. I, Titamon, have lit the fire that will forge a new world.
I really like the way he speaks too.
What are you talking
You'd think he'd
about?
just be a dumb guy because he's an Ogremon evolution.
What did you just do?
Also, he's got an eye on his crotch. Like, what more could you want?
I've just enhanced what you call the BH program and transmitted it to the entire world at once.
Enhance the BH program?
That's right. It's what's attacking your partners right now.
Have you considered that I'm the main character and we'll just simply overcome it?
As it drags all Digimon down into chaos, it'll become the cornerstone of a new world. A new order to smash the old.
The next order?
You're the one who made the BH program? Are you trying to become a god or something?
A god? The very word is pitiful. Look at you. You cling to these foolish ideas of government, justice, what have you.
Sorry, two things. One, he's making some interesting arguments, okay? Listen, let's hear him out, okay? Let's hear what he says. Two, I can't help but notice that his sword is moving differently than he is, but not in a way that makes sense. If you look at his hand, the sword is sliding back and forth in a way that would not work if you were gripping it. It shouldn't do that. It should just stay in one place, like attached to his hand. It's weird that it moves independently. Kind of looks like he's jerking his sword a little bit. I'm just gonna say it, okay? Listen, just I didn't make the game. I didn't make that animation, but that's what it looks like, okay? This isn't my fault. You can't blame me legally.
An entity such of you would never understand.
I don't want it, man.
I am the executioner of gods.
You know, I never put it together, but it is really interesting that they put Titamon for that, because that is kind of his thing, isn't it? He was literally made to be like a foil to the Olympus 12, so like he is the destroyer of gods, like literally. Ow.
Wait, stop that! If the equipment breaks, we can't transmit the antivirus program.
Fool. Your program is useless. Surely you must have...
It's weird that he like addresses me by name. Like, this would make sense for him to actually use like you know, more vague wording, where it's like, it makes sense for him to be like, you must have surely realized. Like, we're not on a first name basis. He just like kind of just like assumed. I don't know. It's weird.
Oh, that's right. You had the antivirus program.
But let's make absolutely sure. Drown in despair.
I always love a good wahaha.
What are you trying to do?
Whatever that noise was.
Watch very closely. Wait, was that movement? Did you actually manage to optimize the antivirus program?
I love how he's not moving in the background. That's clearly a still.
You, my friend, smack it down!
Oh my god.
You impertinent little...
Sorry, man. I'm not sorry. Where is he? Oh, it's Belphemon. Uh-oh. I mean, I don't know why I'm saying no. Uh-oh, we're fine. I'm unstoppable. Bam, 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 bam. Do I do the EXE here? How late in the day is it? I'll do the special move. I don't think I really need to EXE here.
Good aim.
Nice, nice, nice. Combo him. Got him. Got his ass. Got his sleepy ass. Oh wow, huge stack gains there. That's crazy. He was not that hard. I guess Titamon's probably harder than Belphemon is. Because I guess Belphemon's normally a two-part fight. You fight him and then Belphemon rage mode.
You're strong, I admit it.
Thanks, man.
But I won't allow anything to get in the way of my allies' plans.
Aw.
or mine.
I like your dreads though.
Is Titamon seriously gonna self-destruct?
Wait, Digimon can self-destruct? What? Huh? Is that a thing? Ah, there he is. Practically T-posing. That's cool as shit. That's so fucking cool. I don't care. It's rad. So is that. Give me more of that in these games. I want more Digimon like interacting.
But the BH program update.
Wait.
Task is complete.
Oh, weird. Why is it capturing my Steam friends list? It wasn't doing that before.
Is this... Is it in pain?
Sorry, friendo.
Is this the enhanced BH program? Then we might be able to get away. Omegamon Sword D's on a rampage! The transmission equipment's totally done for! All we can do for now is run. There's no way we can beat that.
Very much a problem of showing, not, or of telling, not showing. We don't get to see him like attacking the equipment and stuff, which I think would have been cool. Like, this isn't a custom cutscene. They could have shown it here. Wasted opportunity. And you can't go back to the area.
Well, we got away somehow. Was I always this slow? Did I lose all my muscles studying for the entrance exams?
Shut up, I don't know.
Me too. I'm exhausted. It's quiet now. Maybe that scary guy left?
Or he's trapped in there.
Probably. It's totally ruined. We can't use this at all. Is that it? Is the digital world gonna...
Yep, that's how the game ends.
No. There's got to be another way.
Again, yeah, I know that because I'm playing a video game.
So, we can't give up now. Gotta keep on trying.
Alright. Let's relax, guys.
Go back and figure out what to do. Together.
Wait, I didn't choose to go. Whatever. It's fine. I had nothing else to do here. It's fine. It's okay. Chapter 2 cleared. Isn't that insane? Isn't that an insane time for Chapter 2 to pop up? Are you kidding me? I'm 50 hours into this game. What do you mean?
Program update.
Not only that, but the transmission center is offline. Completing the antivirus program was a waste of time.
You can't actually believe that.
I know. Just when we confirmed that the antivirus program works against the BH program update.
Stop saying program so much. You need another word. Please activate a thesaurus.exe, please.
It's too bad that we've lost the means to transmit it. It'll take some time to purge that BH.
More bad news. The program's been enhanced. It's much more infectious now.
Rad. Also, I guess Guillemon turned to Growlmon at some point in the background. I guess I missed that.
It's not just Digimon within the cable complex getting it. The BH is even seeping into the soil. What's worse, it's expanding without the use of a network. It won't be long now.
Alright, give me the... But wait, there's a way, because this is going on for a while.
It'll erode this entire world away.
We're lost without a transmission center. Are we supposed to just let it keep growing?
Yep.
Well, viruses have the ability to overwrite their hosts' programs, and they can replicate themselves as well. We're protected here by Taumon's field.
Oh.
We don't need to worry about erosion for the moment.
That sounds an awful lot like plot convenience.
That won't last. It takes too much to keep protecting a place like this.
True. There's not much time left.
If we are attacked by the enhanced BH program, won't having the antivirus program help us?
No, I'm sure there's some reason why it's not helpful.
We were able to remove the previous version of the BH program from the Digimon here.
It was effective in both this Tamer's and Himari's partners. But that could be because they were special. We must be extremely sure that it works for all Digimon.
Oh, okay. I guess they're not like, it's probably not going to work again. At least they're like, we just don't know.
But that might be very difficult. It's pointless to cut the network cables if the ground itself is infected.
Wait a second. You're Eureka!
No, that's from Final Fantasy.
We just need to float the city.
Oh my god.
There's nothing to worry about when we're zooming.
I forgot this is the reason that we float the city. Also,
How do we float something this big? Get the Digimon to lift it?
Coda, it's literally called Floatia. Clearly there's something going on here. Because it was called File City in Digimon World 1.
That's probably not realistic.
No, 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 no. I won't let you say that. Right, Taumon?
To think that your crazy idea could turn our desperation into hope. I thought you were just joking.
What's that supposed to mean?
There were plans to equip the city with extra features.
Yeah, of course there were. What the fuck?
A means to float.
Of all the ways to make the city float, this is so lazy. I don't know. It just feels so strange. I feel like, I don't know. There's not I think they do it well enough later in the game when it actually happens, but I feel like trying to float the city should be like more of like a last ditch like lever pull, which I guess it kind of is here. But it's like, I don't know. It just feels weird. They show it in the opening menu. Like you know the city's gonna float.
Unfortunately, there weren't enough resources at the time, and the logical barriers were too hard to overcome.
It would be funny if you needed to like upgrade the city a certain amount. Like it was like builder focused, where they're like, okay, track down these materials, and you need like 200 of all the like basic materials. It'd be a good reason to make you like run around. I guess that wouldn't be very fun to do though, because you would just have to do laps for like a couple days, and it would like waste your partner's lifespan.
But now we have Taumon and Datamon, and we can call on the intellect of both Mameo and Mirai.
Mameo all of a sudden counts in this, even though before you guys were like, he's just a beginner.
And if you help, making my idea a reality won't be so impossible after all.
Digimon, if you looked at the map menu, it's already floating.
Flying through the sky?
Flying through the sky?
Yeah, with a little help from
Yeah.
you and your friends.
I want to see the city fly.
I'll do it for everyone's sake. It's for Lucia, so of course I have to do it. Gross. What if I just throw you up in the air? Yeah. What if I just fucking throw you?
I want to see the whole.
Shut up.
You're the only ones who can do this, since you don't have to worry about the BH thanks to the antivirus program.
Couldn't we just give the antivirus program to like other whatever?
It's in your hands.
Bam, 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 ba-dam. All right. This is another go recruit some people kind of deal. Invite more Digimon. Yep. Is it going to do it again where I leave and then it's immediately told to come back? Yep. Yep. I'm so on my game. I'm so ahead of the story at every given point. Every single time I'm like, no, no, no. I do this because it's fun. I don't need a story to tell me to recruit Digimon. If you can believe it, game, in the olden days, you used to just have to recruit Digimon and that was the whole story. The main story was very, very light in Digimon World 1. And then redigitized as a real story. I think the story is like more involved than the other one. God, I need to turn my Steam notifications off. Alright, let's trigger this, then I'll wrap the video up.
You made it! At last, we're ready!
Are we?
A flying city.
Indeed! There's just one last step.
Really? There's something left to do?
We get both energy and network functionality for Floatia via a single cable. Someone has to manually cut that cable so the city can float free.
That's all? Then let's get right to it. We have to hurry for Taumon's sake. He looks like he really needs to use the bathroom.
Oh my
See, he's
God.
breaking out in a cold
Jesus
sweat.
Christ.
Whoever cuts the cable will need to leave the city and be ready to fight off any enemies.
Oh man, I wonder who this is gonna be. Is it Coda? Do you guys think this is gonna be up to Coda to do this one? Maybe? Huh? Maybe, guys?
Which means it's a job for the strongest.
For what it's worth, this is exactly how every single quest in Final Fantasy XIV goes down, and I'm not kidding. It's effectively, it's like, well, we'll need someone with incredible combat power to do this, and then they'll talk amongst themselves and be like, all right, well, it's probably gonna have to be the Warrior of Light. It's the exact same story setup. It's up to Mamio. It's up to Lush. It's up to me then. It's up to Mamio.
Don't be mean. There's no way I could do that.
That is a little cruel, actually. I forgot he doesn't have a Digimon. That was pretty mean.
Knock it off. You know who would be perfect, right?
Who?
Yep, it's down to you.
Will you do it?
I wish they gave me the options.
Talmon put a portal gate outside the city. Once the cable is cut, you can return via that gate.
Okay.
The gate is camouflaged as a telephone box to keep the
Oh, I
Digimon
forgot about the
outside
telephone
from coming
box.
in. Be careful.
Bam, 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 bam. I thought you had to do the Metal Edamon section first. I guess. I'm sorry, not the Metal Edamon section. The I thought you had to do the. My brain is functioning. Oh my god, I can't remember. I thought you had to do the Omni-One's Wart D section in my brain is just not working. The mansion, the like Boney Resort mansion. 'Cause I haven't gone to Boney Resort at all yet. Like very briefly, just to like cut through. So, or just like to unlock a couple areas. The lab is not done yet. Okay. Fun fact: in my, I think it was my original playthrough, I forget if this was the order. I had to beat Metal Edamon. Basically, my Digimon were about to die. I forget what generation we were on. We might have been in Generation 2. But my Digimon were about to die, so I had to beat Metal Edamon and beat Omni-One Zwart D at the mansion in the same like day. But I couldn't beat Metal Edamon, or I think I got lucky. When Metal Edamon actually beat me, and then I had a Death EXE. And then when I got to the Zwart D fight, I was able to do a normal EXE, and even still, I remember I got Susanomon, and like Susanomon kind of struggled. Like I just like barely beat him. But then I think I forgot to save, and I closed the game out. So I had to do it again. But I couldn't beat Metal Edamon, and I couldn't get the Death EXE to trigger. So I kept trying, and it just wouldn't work. And I finally ended up getting it again after reloading the save like multiple times. All of this off camera, by the way, because like I didn't want to repeat it on video. And I remember it took me like a solid day to like do that. It was really annoying. I shan't be making the same mistake again. I think my Digimon are much more strong this time. Yeah, real quick, just to end the college story, so we don't have to talk about it next time. While I'm like doing dailies around the city. So I went to college, had a great time at it. I enjoyed learning. I enjoyed living there. It was all great. I talked a little bit about this in the last part where I was like, while I was in college, I basically like moved all my stuff out and like honestly left behind like a lot of stuff. Like I kind of had to rebuild a little bit. And one of the things that happened was so I got ready to graduate because I had like, it was graduation time. I got all my credits ready. I checked with the administration. It seemed good. One of the things that happened while I was in college too that I think just worth mentioning very briefly. I can't pause while I do this. Sorry, it's force of habit. So I took we had a couple different English courses in Black Studies, and the professor of the Black Studies was Professor Mulim, and really cool guy, really cool fucking guy. Really fun talking English with him, really fun talking like other things. He was also so like straightforward with stuff where he was just like yeah, this sucks, or yeah, that sucks. But he was a really cool dude. So I had an advisor in college, and my advisor, like, I saw them like once a semester basically, and like they didn't really offer any help. And I was talking about this in like a meeting with Professor Mulim. And when I was telling him about it, he was just like, oh, I mean, just make me your advisor. And I was like, you can do that? He's like, yeah, you can request a professor become your advisor as long as they agree to it. I'm like, sure. And so he just became my advisor and like was way more helpful. Like, and he was also just like super cool. I think I took every single one of his classes. My favorite, I think, was Black Film. There was some really good films I watched in that movie about race relations. The ones I would recommend the most, without any context, just if you watch these movies, Watermelon Man was a big one. And then Bamboozled was probably, those are probably the two that had the biggest impact on me. The first one by, I think it was Martin or Melvin Van Peebles. I forget who's the son and who's the father. There's Martin and Melvin. And then Bamboozled was by Spike Lee, which came out in 2001. But it's like a lot more crazy now, or it's like, I don't know. It's strange, but very, very cool dude. So I go to I forget what Datamon does. I become greatly interested in what a tamer is. When you're particularly interested in tamer skills, I think my research will greatly benefit you. Okay, I guess, but not really. I think you might have to do something for him. I forget. Anyway, so I get ready to graduate, and they're basically like, "Oh, you don't have the requirements to graduate." And I was like, "What do you mean?" It's like, "Oh, you're missing like a science course. You're missing this and that." And I'm like, "No." So like I meet with my advisor, we talk it over, and I go back to them and I'm like, "Actually, this is what this class is. This is from this transfer credit. This is that." And they're like, "Oh, then yeah, I guess you meet all the requirements." But I was like, I had like a panic attack when they first told me, because they told me that like I wasn't going to graduate. It was like devastating. They told me in like May. I was supposed to graduate in June. But it ended up getting sorted. I walked to my graduation. They didn't give us the diploma the day of, but then they were supposed to like mail them out later. So August comes. I still don't have it. So then I emailed them and like, you should like come to the school to talk about this. Go to the school and they're like, actually, you're 5 credits short. And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean I'm 5 credits short? They're like, so you meet all of your requirements. You have your English major done. You have like your like master level course, all this, but you're missing, and you have like all of your general education requirements done, like a certain number of science, a certain number of humanities, a certain number of this, a certain number of languages. But you're just missing 5 total credits. It can be in anything, but you just need 5 more credits. And I'm like, what? Why didn't anyone tell me this? Like, no one told me this when I was already disputing, like, that I was supposed to get a degree. And so I went back and I took online courses at Cape Cod Community, my old alma mater, and I took 2 history courses while I was unemployed. For a brief moment, I had to pay for the courses out of pocket. I paid about $1,800 for them. Or no, I think it was $2,400. I think it was like $1,200 each, but I just paid them out of pocket. No more loans. I had enough of loans at that point. I took U.S. history and took world history, and I got an A in U.S. history and I got a C- in world history, because I like didn't do that well in it. It was the same problem. I was just like, I was too busy. So I like go to them and I'm like, okay, I've got my courses, and they're like, oh, sorry, world history won't count. We only accept a C+ or higher for transfer credits. I'm like, why didn't anyone tell me that? What the fuck do you mean? Like, I already paid for the course. Like, nobody warned me about this. What do you mean? And I was like, I'm missing 2 credits. I'm missing 2/3 of a class. Please, can you just give me the degree? And the dean of the English department was like, I'm sorry, I can't. So I don't have a degree. I went to college. I loved it. And I'm missing 2/3 of a class. And I've thought about going back to finish it, but like there was already a year between when like they didn't give me my degree, and like I eventually went back and took the online courses. Being denied your degree twice is a little demoralizing. And like I don't need it for my current job, so I'm just like I just don't think I'm gonna get it. But when I was talking about sitcom luck in the previous one, that's the kind of thing that happens to me, where it's like, yeah, that's an interesting story, where it's like I went through all these hoops and didn't get it, and it's like, you know, it's engaging. But I would like to just be a normal person, and maybe I just get my degree and have an uninteresting life instead. But it's very frustrating. Someone said I should probably reach back out to them, because I told the story recently, and they were like, you should really reach back out to the college. It's been a couple of years. They might just give it to you now. And I was like, maybe. But I was like, again, it's really mentally taxing to have your degree denied twice. But again, don't need it. Happy where I am. My job is great. I made it. Everything every bit I move forward with my job now is based on achievements in the job. So I don't need a degree. So there's a semi-happy ending to that, I guess, which is to say it didn't matter. Nihilism, yay. Anyway, thank you guys for watching again. I swear the next bit of life story stuff isn't that sad. It gets progressively like less sad as we go on. But thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next part. Bye bye.